What's up, YouTube? It's Ray with a quick video. Back again with my boy.
What's up, guys?
Brandon. What's up, Brandon? How you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. Just came by.
Took a little lunch break.
Came by Torchy's Tacos again. Same spot as last time. Good. We finally got some good sun today. It was actually raining a little while ago.
It's been raining for like a week.
Exactly. The sun has finally come out and graced us today. Today we'll be talking about, finally, I got a niche fragrance for you. We've been doing all these designers lately.
Good.
And actually I haven't tried any from this line. It is from the Portraits collection from the house of Penhaligons. We have Roaring Radcliffe. Now, I did get this fragrance online in one of those buy, sell, and trade apps, and I believe I got a good price because this is a 2.5 ounce bottle, and I believe it sells for $2.93 online. Yeah, that's the Lucky Scent price.
So full retail.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this before, but you don't have any experience with the house of Penhaligons, right?
No, I've never tried anything from the house.
Yeah, so I've tried Juniper Sling, and I've tried the one that everyone talks about. It's Sartorial,
yep,
which is supposed to be like a
barbershop.
Is it barbershop? I thought it was like a people who knit, like they make clothing. What do you call it? Like the needles and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's what that word means. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
the
thought.
scent itself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was supposed to smell like an actual like.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Knitting shop.
Never tried it.
So this is from the Portraits collection. I do actually love the bottles in this collection because they all have a different a cap here. It has a different animal, I believe. Yep. And you talked about one earlier called something bear. Yeah, you said something.
Terrible Teddy.
Terrible Teddy, yeah, that was one of them. The darling from the house is The Tragedy of Lord George. I honestly think that half of the reason why people like that is because it has that cool...
so like the antelope or deer or whatever?
Yeah, it has like huge antlers coming off of this thing, like this big here, so that's pretty cool. This one looks like a lion. I think looks like a lion to me. Yeah, Roaring Radcliffe, so I guess that makes sense. Lion. So Roaring Radcliffe from the house of Penhaligons is a men's aromatic spicy released in 2016. The nose behind this fragrance is Daphne Bouget. It is an eau de parfum concentration. We'll go ahead and kind of zoom in on this presentation. We're not going to take the cap off because we don't want to smell.
No, I don't want to smell it.
I don't want to smell it. And Brandon's going to give you guys the notes here in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and think. I haven't looked at anything online about this fragrance, but I'm going to guess this one's going to smell like Oajan, just by judging from the notes here. And again, he'll read those in a second. But here is the really cool cap. I believe it's metal. Nice thick bottle here. Dark, almost brownish gray looking juice. Cool little label here. And I did find these for sale online on eBay for like $70, brand new, 75 or something like that, which maybe they're fake, I don't know, but for, was it $2.93 retail? I might take a chance on maybe buying a fake, but I don't think these are gonna be faked. I mean,
yeah, I don't see anybody faking those.
Yeah, like Penhaligons. I mean, it's an English house. I mean, not really much going on with that one, but so here are the notes for Roaring Radcliffe.
All right, guys. For this one in the top, we have rum, bergamot, and tarragon. In the mid, tobacco, ginger, and rose. And in the base, honey, beeswax, cinnamon, tonka bean, amberwood, and leather.
Yeah. So the base is what
it does sound like some of the same notes as Oajan, yeah.
So the top, I love the rum. The mid, I love the tobacco and the ginger. And the base, yeah, the honey, the beeswax, the cinnamon, the tonka bean. I mean,
it's all good stuff. Yeah,
definitely.
Fall and winter, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the juice and stuff right now, and I was really excited about this one because I was hoping it was going to be the Lord George or whatever, but when I looked at the notes for this one, I was like, oh, that actually sounds really good, and I'm going to pull the trigger on it for that price.
I've heard people say this is good, so.
Okay, cool. Well, let's give fragrance our first impression. As always, we're going to breathe through our noses, so Lord George here's going to go first. So here you go.
All right. This bottle's heavy.
Pop the cap. Ooh, good sprayer.
You got that cool sprayer with like the pressurized or whatever.
Oh yeah. Wow. Super powdery is what I'm getting. A lot of honey.
I like this, yeah. This does remind me of something else I've tried, but it's not Oajan.
This reminds me a little bit of Gold Night. We were just talking about that fragrance because Gold Night has a really strong honey note.
Yeah.
On top, this is very like.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Is it that rose that's giving it a bit of that floral?
I don't get that.
It's like super duper syrupy honey, like honey from like natural honey.
Mm-hmm. I get the tobacco a bit.
Yeah.
Not really the rum.
I mean, this bad boy is pretty strong right now.
It is strong. Definitely honey.
Yeah, a lot of honey. They put the beeswax in there.
Like, it's leaning towards, to me, I'm kind of finicky about honey. Some of them are really sweet and smell good, like something you would eat. And some honeys come off as almost a little animalic smelling.
Yeah.
This is going in that direction.
The animalic? Wow, okay.
And that's why I hated Gold Knight from Killian. It like really went that way, and it was like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
This is not as bad, but it's going that way.
Yeah, very, very spicy honey. I mean, I'm getting the cinnamon, the tonka bean. It does have a little bit of like the Oajan flavor in the background. It's not exact on top, but like you can get a little bit of that whenever you breathe out through your nose. You get a little bit of the Oajan DNA. But it's all honey.
Yeah.
I imagine this one's going to be super sweet and powdery in the air.
Yeah, it's probably powdery from the tonka bean. What has honey and beeswax? So those are kind of similar, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think the beeswax is more toned down, but yeah.
Don't get much cinnamon.
Oh, to me, I get a lot of the cinnamon because that's what's giving it the spiciness. I don't get any leather, that's for sure.
I feel like the spiciness is more ginger to me than cinnamon.
Okay, I can see that. The rum right now, it's not super boozy. I thought I was going to get a lot of it, but I'm not. Maybe it was in the very, very first couple of seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I'm really liking this fragrance. I mean,
this
it's
is
not
nice.
It's not groundbreaking because to me it does smell a little bit like Gold Knight, and it does have a little bit of the Oajan-ish kind of undertones.
Feels mature.
Yeah, it's spicy enough for that. And I'm glad this isn't unisex because I love unisex, but I think every niche like they don't like just,
they don't need to all be unisex.
Yeah, like this is for men, and they have a women's line as well, like of the same sort of bottle and everything like that. So that's kind of cool.
You don't like the house, but it's one of my favorites. I think a really clever way to do like the unisex thing is how Clive Christian does it. They have 1872 men and women. Like it's kind of similar, but one leans the other way versus the other one. I think that's really smart.
Well, yeah, I guess that's cool. I'm getting that tarragon now. I think it's getting a bit green.
I don't know what tarragon is, so.
I think tarragon is like a leaf, like a green leaf almost. I think people use it in cooking, but I'm getting like almost like a herbal kind of greenness. That might be that.
I mean, out of the notes, that's the only thing it could be.
Yeah. But so far so good. This actually has it's going in a direction that something else I've tried before.
Yeah, it does.
And I like it. It smells very like elegant. It smells very rich, kind of regal. Like I can see myself at a big giant house, like a big white house or something like that, or just a big house like in the country, having a nice dinner with all these like really mamby-pamby folks or something.
I feel like a lot of the UK houses, they do that. It's like they're like real regal.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, it's a good fragrance. And there's so many. I think there's 18. That's on for Granica anyway. That's the ones that I've counted. Going from 2016 all the way up to 2020. So 16 fragrances in this line, men and women. So if I could get my nose on some more of them, I would love to. And, if they're $70 online on that eBay site, maybe I'll list it below. You guys, again, buy at your own risk. But I always look at the seller rating. If the seller rating is legit, then I'm usually down to give them a try. But yeah. Yeah, so I like this fragrance. Final verdict for that one so far. I mean, I'll give this fragrance a wearing today, and it might be a little too hot for this fragrance today, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's going to get even hotter tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens with this fragrance. But I'm wearing this fragrance today.
Stay inside.
Over the next couple of days, and talk to you guys soon. Take care. All right, well, I'm back with my update for Roaring Radcliffe from the House of Penhaligons. Yeah, so I spent the last couple of days with this fragrance, and I do actually really like this fragrance. Going back to the first half of the video, me and Brandon did mention that it reminded us of a couple of other fragrances. To me, it really reminded me of Dark Knight by Killian, and honestly, I got a little bit of 1821 Man-Made Spirits, if you guys remember that fragrance. It's a very honey-heavy fragrance, and this fragrance really does open up with a very natural, slightly animalistic honey. It's not as animalistic as Gold Knight, like Brandon mentioned, but it's there. But it's very realistic. So if you like honey fragrances, you're going to love this one. You get a lot the ginger as well. It gives it a bit of a zing to it. You can get the tobacco, but it's not super prominent, but it's there, which is nice in the air if you guys are fans of tobacco fragrances. In the dry down, you get a lot of the tonka bean. So the honey is in the base, but you definitely get it on top. I don't get a lot of the rum, which I was a little upset about. I was hoping it would be a lot boozier. It is a slightly boozy fragrance, don't get me wrong, but I was hoping to have more of a authentic rum note, and I don't really get that. I just get more of honey, like a sweet honey. I get the amberwood. The cinnamon gives it some spice. The tonka bean gives it that nuttiness, a bit of that gourmand take. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The rose gives it a bit of a perfumey, sort of the only aspect of the fragrance that gives it a bit of a feminine touch, but it's not a lot. It's definitely a masculine fragrance. You could probably say it leans maybe unisex. I've tried fragrances that are way more masculine than this that have actually go under the unisex moniker. So but this one's stating that it is a men's fragrance, so I'm cool with that. But yeah, I did like this fragrance. If you like fragrances like 1821 Man-Made or Gold Night or just and maybe even Oajan, because Oajan has honey and cinnamon in it. Again, this is goes away from that DNA, but in the dry down you get a little bit of that spicy, sweet honey that Oajan brings to the table. So, with it being compared to those fragrances, I really like this one. Longevity for this fragrance was average. This is an Eau de Parfum concentration, and I did get 8 hours consistently every time I wore this fragrance. Projection for this fragrance was average to slightly below average. I did get decent wafts. The first hour, 2 hours were super strong. You can really get that sweet honey note and the spiciness out of there, but it really gets close to the skin. I'm not going to say it's a skin scent by any means. Just when you smell this one off the bat, you really think this is going to be pushing off your skin all day long and just really be filling up a room and frankly be beast mode, but it's not. I guess that could be not a bad thing, because if you don't want to offend people around you by it being too strong and too sweet and too cloying, it's probably best that it is a little bit more moderate in that category. So I'm not mad at this fragrance for not being a beast. I really thought it was going to be, though. But the projection isn't bad, guys. Like I said, the first couple of hours were the strongest. It's not going to fill up a room, but it definitely gets the job done. Seasons for this fragrance, if you guys haven't guessed already, this is definitely going to be best for the cooler to colder months of the year. It is very sweet, very thick, very heavy, very spicy, very woody, very masculine. So definitely better for the cooler to colder months of the year. So fall, winter, and early spring. Occasions for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are evening events, so suit and tie, out to dinner with friends, date nights. I wore this to a wedding the other day, and I got positive feedback. I think this fragrance smelled really well for the attire that I was wearing. I believe I was wearing like a sweater with a suit underneath and a little fancy hat. But yeah, so this fragrance went perfect with my ensemble that evening. Definitely be good for date night, I think, because this is a very cozy, sweet fragrance, very sexy fragrance. Probably gonna be too strong for the office, but definitely evening events are the best for this fragrance. Ages for this fragrance, I'm gonna say, are 30 and up, and mostly it's just because it's a very expensive fragrance. Retail, this fragrance comes out at $293. That's before tax. Again, that's retail. And even if you go online, it's still probably going to be maybe just $100 off, which is still a lot of money off. Don't get me wrong. But for a 2.5 ounce bottle, and you're probably going to spend around 150, if not more, that's discounted. Like, that's still a lot of money, and it'd be better if you could sample these fragrances first before you just go ahead and blind buy them. But I don't think the younger guys would be able to afford this fragrance, even with the huge discount. This one is very masculine and spicy and sweet. But I don't think it's going to be masculine enough for the younger guys. Now, I would say the younger guys could probably wear this fragrance. If it wasn't so expensive, I'd probably say 20 and up, 25 and up. But man, that price tag really just drives that age range up, because you got to have some money in your bank to be able to get this fragrance. But I do think the younger guys can wear this, but I just think it's too expensive for the younger guys. So overall, I do like this fragrance, even though it does remind me of a couple of other ones. They're not exact by any means. It just kind of has a few nuances here and there that you can kind of say, oh, this reminds me of that, this reminds me of this reminds me of that. So I think this would be safe enough to say, if you own the ones that I mentioned before, you could probably safely get this and be like, okay, this is still a decent addition to my line, because I don't think it goes down exactly down the same line as those other fragrances that we mentioned before. But this is a nice fragrance, guys. I do like this, and I'm glad I got it for a very, very, very low price. I was very happy about that. The only problem with this fragrance, honestly, is going to be a little bit with that projection. I was hoping they would reach across the room, but it's not a deal breaker. But mostly just the price. $293 for 2.5 ounce is just outrageous. That price is just going to be a killer, guys. I don't think it's going to be worth that amount of money. Like, it's a beautiful presentation. I don't have the box, but it does have a really nice box. Has this really cool heavy metal cap. Nice step-up atomizer, nice feel on this bottle. Just a good presentation, but I don't think that warrants spending almost $300 for this bottle of fragrance. Don't get me wrong, it is a good fragrance though. So if you guys can get your hands on this fragrance for a lower price, I think you might want to get your nose on it. If you guys like honey, tobacco, rum in this, not a lot. Slightly boozy, but not the kind of rum that I wanted, but there's still some boozy notes in there. The ginger, the beeswax, the cinnamon, the tonka bean, the amberwood, the leather. Don't get a lot of leather in this fragrance, but apparently it is there. But there's a lot of great notes in this fragrance. And again, I'm glad that I found this one, because when I read the notes online, I was like, man, this guy is giving this fragrance away darn near for free. So I had to jump on it, and I'm glad that I did, because I don't think I'll be getting rid of this one. I'll probably be splitting it somewhere down the line. But I do think this is a good fragrance, guys. And if you can get your hands on this fragrance for a low price, I think you should give it a try. All right, guys, so now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on Roaring Radcliffe from the house of Penhaligons? Have you tried this fragrance? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching our video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.